Morning, it's 9:30, it's Sunday morning, it's 18th of November, which means only one thing. It's time for the Sunday vlog, but first, here's a jingle. I've got my tea, let's make a start. Start with YouTube update this week. Again, it's been a great week in YouTube. We're really accelerating now, we're really going up that curve. Remember when we started, 15th of October, one video, no view, no subscribers. On the 4th of November, about a month later on, 16 videos, 1,100 views, 65 subscribers, and 3 days of video watched. 2 weeks later, today, 18th of November, 23 video, 2,222 views, and 164 subscribers, and they have watched, or the YouTube community has watched, over 6 days of Woodgrafter videos. So it seems to be working. I've now got about 3 dislikes, loads and loads of likes, and loads of comments supporting the channel. What we're doing is great, you know, keep going, keep putting away there, which is what I'm intending to do, so hopefully that's good news to you. And just think about those stats. It took me 4 weeks to get to 1,000 views, and it took me to 5 weeks to get 100 subscribers. Now within a week, we've got another 1,000 views and another 50 subscribers. So that really shows how this thing works. The more content that you can get out there, try to get the content out consistently, try to make it relevant to the audience that you want to talk to, us, and keep plugging away. So that's really got us where we wanted to be. Because we're now getting such a large steep curve of subscribers, I'm afraid I can't give a shout out to every single one of you. So what I'm going to start to do is to do the first Woodgrafters, the first 12 Woodgrafters of the week. So the first 12 Woodgrafters who signed up since last Sunday's vlog is Dirk Kuperis, Zona, Haitaf Nkumba, Jordan O'Dyer, Casper Ugel, Archer Rua, Vic Stevie, Nicholas BR, Gabrielle, D Universe, Joe Gardy Joe, and Usama Taher. So thank you all for the subscribers. You were the first ones of the week. Subscribe now if you haven't already, and maybe you get the shout out next week. I want to give you a quick update of what's going on in the workshop. You can see we've got some activity here, and we'll explain what's going on there in a second. The main focus this week has been on getting the CMS table sorted out. We've done a video. It came out as 4 series inside that, 4 videos inside the CMS series. We looked at setting the table up and getting the router module sorted out. We looked at extension tables, sliding tables. We put it through its paces, showed it in use, and overall, I'm really impressed. If you watched last week's vlog, you may remember I was talking about this extension table and how I thought I'd made a mistake in the purchase of that. I take that back. I'm sorry people at Festool, it's a really good idea and it works well. And if you watched part 1 of the video of making the CMS table, you'll see I was doing a demo of making a raised panel on it. And what I worked out is, as I'm putting the panel over the side, the distance between the router bit and the end of the table is really quite narrow. And a lot of the panel was off the end of the table, which gave me an inconsistent cut. Dropping the side table on, the side extension on, solved that problem. It gave me a really good working area for raised panels. And in addition, it makes a fantastic extension for my MFT table. So what's not to like? Also calibrated the Capex, just put those lasers where they need to be. I spoke a little bit about how to set your Capex up if it's not square and the cuts aren't coming out square. So the video of that coming out probably in about 5 weeks, because we do now have a backlog of videos. So we've set up the Capex and we've continued to do the drawers on the CISPOT. We've cut out the fronts and we used the MFT table to cut the panels down to length and the parallel guides to actually bring all these out as the same way. We learnt a few things as we were doing that, so you can see the setup I've now ended up with. I've got a backing board stuck in there, and that's purely to take the weight of the material I'm cutting, so I can just slide it along, and that backing board stops the entire thing moving forward and gives me a lot of accuracy. Other learning from that, I initially put these parallel bars tight against the width of the board. That made it hard to bring the board forward for the next cut, and therefore that was altering the accuracy. So you want these to be slightly loose around the panel. Otherwise, that's working really well as an idea, and we're knocking those out pretty quickly. And today I'll finish having all the components cut, and I'll probably get the first 2 or 3 drawers assembled. I want to talk a little bit about safety gear. You've probably seen in the videos now, I'm always wearing my hair protection and my glasses, but I want to talk a little bit about footwear. Now, if you've noticed these rather fetching things I wear on my feet, they are safety clogs. I like clogs in the workshop because I can take them on and off quickly, and when I go into the house I'm not dragging sawdust with me, so on and so forth. And they're also great on customer sites because I can quickly slip them off and go into the customer's premises. And they've got steel toe caps inside them. Now, I was just doing a little bit of work on this in the week, nothing major. I was just making an insert for my router collection in one of the sustainers, and as I put the table on, the sliding table, I didn't do it correctly and it just fell off straight onto my foot. Luckily I had the safety shoes on and no damage was done apart from a slightly red face, but that could have been a lot of work. So always wear the safety gear, you never know when it's going to come in, and that was a quick job I wasn't really thinking about. What else? Yep, you might be able to see I've got some little black labels appeared on all these sustainers. Now, what I was finding, each sustainer looks the same. The only sort of difference with the sustainers is the size of the box. And if you buy the Festool tool, you get a picture of what's inside the box, but the rest was all looking the same. So whenever I wanted to find anything, I had to open every single box to find out where it was. So I just simply made some little labels, just worked out the size, cut that out on the printer, used PowerPoint to make a template, and then just put the company logo and name on it, and then in big bold letters that even I can see with my tired old eyes what's in the box. And that's helped no end, and simple things like that really improve the workflow because everything's to hand. And you can already see the things I'm using the most of, you know, my marking gear, the screw collection and the clamps sitting on top of the assist port, even though it's not finished yet, ready to use, which is great. So I mentioned I'd created some inserts for my router bits, and also I'm in the process of creating some inserts for my marking gear, and I'll probably do a quick video about organisation inside a sustainer once we finish the sysport. I'm going to put a new section in the vlog, and I'm calling it Stupid of the Week, which is not normally me. So I've done something daft in the workshop that you look at and you think, why? So Stupid of the Week, I'll talk to you about something daft that's happened during the week. And this week it was around the OF 1400 router. Now this is mounted underneath the CMS and it works incredibly well. When you mount it, you lock the power on. So you push up the power button and you press the detention knob, and that means this is always powered, and then you turn the router on and off with the table. If you remember, the OF 1400 has a ratchet, so you can hold this in or hold this in, and that just allows this to be tightened and untightened easily. What I didn't know is when that's locked in place, that stops working. The tighten up, inserting the router bit is okay, but taking it out, it's jammed, you can't move it. And I thought that had gone wrong, so I got in touch with Festool with a note asking, why's my Festool router gone wrong so quickly? We only had it for a few months, not the quality I expected, blah 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 blah. And customer services were great, and they said, yeah, of course we'll come out, pick it up, we'll get it repaired, next day collection. So the model works. And then before they arrived, I went on to the Festool owners group, FOG. If you're a Festool user and you're not seeing that group, go and have a look. I'll leave a link. It's not an error, it's a feature. So when the power's locked on, that locks. When the power's released, it works. So yeah, it's not clearly talked about in the instructions, but having to contact Festool UK and about to get them all to mobilise with a bit of a punchy letter. Oops. So lesson learned on that one. Always read the instructions and check out the Festool owners group before you shout at Festool UK. Next section is the question of the week. So the comments are still coming in, which is great. The majority of comments are offering support. You know, well done, keep going, like what you're doing, keep cracking away there at the channel, yay, thank you. And they're great comments. But we're getting questions through as well. So if there's a question that comes up in the comments, you know, during the week, we'll have a section in the vlog, question of the week, and we'll see where we get to with that. So if you've got anything, drop it in the comments on any of the videos. I pick them up, I do read them all, I do respond to them all, to say thank you or to discuss a topic further, and we'll bring one of the questions forward to this section. So the question of the week: did you look at any other router tables, and why did you choose the CMS? And that comes from Simon Huntington. So Simon, thank you. I did respond in the questions, and I know you saw that, so that's great. Obviously, I didn't really talk about last week's vlog. I introduced the fact I bought this and it arrived in the workshop, but I haven't really spoken about why I chose this. If you've seen the designing the workshop video, I think it was the first video I put out, so we'll leave a link somewhere. We are very, very short of room. We're building a business up, and eventually we hopefully, we get to the larger premises that's dedicated to building it. But starting the business off, we've got to keep the costs right down. And literally what you're seeing here, from about here backwards, what I call my production zone, the bit where I make stuff, is only half the size of a single car garage. It's half a car garage. That part there is where I do all my wood preparation, my material preparation that we still need to build out. And we've got a jointer planer arriving in there, we've got a bandsaw arriving in there, and there's just enough room. And over to my right hand side is my wood storage area, and where I finish the larger projects, assemble the larger projects, bit of floor space in there. But that's it. My entire space is 1.5 car garages. He was talking about the Incra stations, and I love those, and I did look at those, and certainly friends recommended those as well. The problem is, I've just not got the room to put them. So for me, it wasn't really a choice about the money I was going to spend, the investment I was going to make in the business, because we worked out a budget, if you'd watched the design video, and that's to allow us to buy all the machines and the tools that we need to do the business. It's a space, and it's a practicality, and it's a portability decision. In this configuration, this is not taking up much workspace. However, if I now need to use my raised panel, I can put an extension in here, and I've got that. If I want to move it into a table saw, I can put the panel on this side, and I've got a lot of working space for the rip fence. So this gives me a lot of versatility for my investment. If I want that space back, this folds up literally about 3 minutes, and it stores underneath the MFT table, so it's out of the way. So what I was really looking for is something that does a good job and is a quality product, and Festool, love them or hate them, are a good quality product. I wasn't constrained by the investment I needed to make because I'm building a business, and if I was a hobbyist woodworker, that would be a very different conversation, of course. I'm not constrained by the money. I am constrained significantly by the room. And although I'd love to have a large workshop, with dedicated stations, I'm just not in that space yet. So that was it. So to answer Simon's question, yes, I did look at it. I love the Incra products, and if I had the space, you'd probably see a dedicated Incra table here with the Incra fences on it, and you'd probably see a dedicated table saw as well, but I'm just not there in terms of the room and the space that we've got. So everything's got to fit and be, work inside the limited space that I have, and the Festool system does that for me. And because it is a system, I can use things with other things. I mean, you're already seeing the extension table here, which is giving me a lot more working space and more stability on the MFT. That's because it's a system. I've got my TS55 here that I've been using for cross-cutting, and now I'm using for ripping with the parallel guides. It's because it's a system. I can take the same TS55 and I can mount it onto the CMS unit, and now I've got a table saw, etc. So you get the idea. It's about practicality, it's about versatility, and it's also about portability. So I can do a bit of final preparations on site, but I've still got the same working conditions. I've still got that mobile workshop, if you will, that allows me to do the job to the same quality I would in this workshop. Hope that answers the questions. So that's probably it for this week. I say a lot going on many fronts now. So although the Sysport project has slowed down a little bit, we're still going to crack on in the spare cycles that we've got, and we will get that finished this week. So there's about 4 videos from where we are today to get you to this stage of how we got to that point. So the videos will continue to come out on a regular basis. I haven't yet managed to get the video done for the business, but in the next couple of weeks I will start that regular business series as well. So I'm going to crack on with the Sysport today. I want to get these drawers done, I want to get that unit finished, And then I want to start to look at this wall here and start to put all the electrics on and get all the panelling on that wall. Yeah, so we're good. Thanks for watching as always. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, hit the notifications so you don't miss any videos. Get in touch with your questions, see if you can get on question of the week and we'll have a chat. Look out for the next stupid of the week. I think that's going to be an interesting, because there's lots of mistakes to talk about as you go through stupid of the week. I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea and then I'm going to crack on with the Sysport. See you next time.